So we've been talking this week about God's love and concern and grace towards all nations, all peoples, all tribes. It's also all of creation. And I know some people have a little more difficulty believing or accepting this, but that is just clearly stated in the Bible. And today I encourage you to read Psalm 148. And Psalm 148 is a hymn calling on all created things to praise God. And you'll see in verses 7 through 10, for example, that even all animals, plants, and objects on earth, every created thing, is called to praise God because God is the creator of all. And in verses 12 and 13, after talking about everything from sea monsters and fire and hail and snow and frost and stormy wind and mountain and hills and fruit trees and cedars, wild animals and cattle, creeping things and flying birds. Think about it. Crickets, praise God, right? Lightning bugs, praise God. After talking about all these other created things, then in verse 11, it moves towards human beings. And in verses 12 and 13, it says, young men and women alike, old and young together. Let them praise the name of the Lord, for his name alone is exalted. His glory is above earth and heaven. So, as we talk about how God has a heart for all nations and all created things, all living creatures, part of what strikes me in this verse that I selected today is that it's men and women alike, old and young together. One of the things that the church really has to offer in our society, in which people tend to live increasingly isolated lives, we tend to live near people of the same socioeconomic level. Our friends often tend to be of the same socioeconomic level or educational level, or because our friends come from work or our neighborhood, and those things are both influenced by those factors. Oftentimes, young people don't have friends who are much older than they are, and the reverse is also true. Many times, people in their 70s and 80s don't have any friends who are young enough to be their children or even their grandchildren. And we're all enriched when we have relationships with people of different ages who come from different backgrounds, different socioeconomic status than ourselves. And in today's political and cultural climate, do you really have any friends who have different views than you in politics? Or do all of your friends have to think the same way you do about a certain number of issues or certain people? All of creation in Psalm 148 is called to praise God, and we are part of that creation. And young and old alike, we are to praise God. And I pray that we can be the kind of individuals and community that is exalting and lifting up God, even in spite of some differences we may have, whether in age or anything else.